Tea with Honey. It's your girl HoneyDaVinci, and I'm back with another video. So look, you guys, I know I've been on like a hiatus on making videos because of this whole coronavirus situation. Literally all of my shows got canceled for the next seasons. They're all just coming back. So I will be putting out new material. I want to thank you guys so much for your patience with me and for tuning in today. So today we have a very hot topic to talk about, and I'm so excited to get onto this because for anyone who knows me, they know that I consider Will and Jada to be my non-biological auntie and uncles. Like, I really love Will and Jada. I respect the relationship. I respect their boundaries. I respect the way they communicate with each other, whether it's with each other or just in general when they talk to people about their mental health and talk about how their thought processes are. I just respect the whole thing. I can totally relate to them on their emotional intelligence. So a few weeks ago, August Alsina exposed Jada Pinkett on an interview that he had with Angela Yee. You guys can check that out here.
I actually sat down with Will and had a conversation due to the transformation from their marriage to life partnership that they've spoken on several times, and it, not involving romanticism. He gave me his blessing, and I totally gave myself to that relationship for years of my life.
So basically, as you can see, he's basically putting it out there that him and Jada Pinkett were in some sort of relationship with each other, and that Will gave them the okay to do that, and how, he gave his all in the relationship and shit didn't work out. People went crazy. Internet went crazy. Everyone wanted to know, like, what did this mean for the relationship between Will and Jada? Well, if you were really a Will and Jada fan, then you would know that they have a understanding where they love each other unconditionally. They've spoken about this on many occasions. They've spoken about how they are not going to get a divorce. They decided that when they made that vow to be married and spend eternity together, that they were going to do that. They've already spoke about this.
If you marry me, know this. We're going to be together. We're going to be under the same roof. You might be on one end of that joker with somebody else. And I might be on one of this joker with somebody else.
Yeah.
And I always said, that's ridiculous.
But we're going to be in this joker together.
Yeah.
So
that's what we are going to do.
That's what it is. They're not getting a divorce. They're not splitting assets. They're not going through none of the process. They are a union forever. And so this is not a secret. This is not something that was hidden. I feel like Will and Jada are very, very, very upfront with what they go through. And so Jada brought herself to the red table and Will was there. And I'm getting really like flustered with like joy because I knew that they was just going to come with some real ass shit, and it just made me so proud because I typically am a good read of character. So 9 times out of 10, if I really am like big on a celebrity, it's because it's something about them that I can see good in them. I can see things about them that relate to myself, or I just am, what's the word I'm looking for? I see something in them that I wish I had in myself, whether it's the mental capacity to get through certain issues, whatever it is. So with, the Smiths, I've always looked at them as overall real people with great backgrounds and stories and who've come through hardships, who have dedicated their lives to understanding life itself and understanding emotion itself and understanding love itself. And so I was really enjoying that they did not let me down with this episode. So I'm going to get right into it. I'm not going to keep on bird walking. I'm going to get right into the details. So the show starts off right away with you know, Jada talking to Will about the situation with August. And so basically what she was saying is that one of her representatives put out a statement on her behalf. It wasn't a statement that she made, basically downplaying the relationship that she had with August. Being that it was downplayed, it made the internet go even more crazy. Because when August came out with these allegations, and then the representatives of Will and Jada came out and said that they denied these claims, it basically put everything in a whirlwind where everybody's like gripping at the seams trying to pick and figure out what's the truth, who's lying. And everyone felt like Jada was lying because, you know, we've seen them interact with each other. They got the pictures online. Then other people felt like August was clout chasing because he got a new album coming out, which I do believe is a part of the reason why he's even bringing this stuff up. Is the definitely clout chase and for promotion of his album that just dropped. And basically, people were dragging August all around because it's like, at the end of the day, if you are the side piece, you need to know your plays at the end of the day. But Jada really broke down the relationship that she had with August in a way where it made it make more sense, as opposed to, you know, us assuming and letting our imaginations, because, you know, we'll think of some things, okay? Like, you know, Jada was sneaking them in through the back door. We'll ain't even know. You know, that's the type of shit that the media will spin, you know, if you allow it to fester. So I'm glad that she came forward. So basically what she said was 4.5 years ago or 4 years ago, she met August, and he was in a very toxic space in his life. He was addicted to drugs. He was hurting. He was going through all of these things, and being that she suffers from codependency, she took it upon herself to basically take him under her wing and do everything that she could to potentially get him back sober and get him on the right path, because she saw him going down the path that so many young celebrities have gone through. You know, we saw with Mac Miller, we saw with plenty of celebrities who have overdosed on drugs and things like that. And it's like, what if they had someone in their corner to just like push them and help them and get them the resources to sober up and get their lives on track? So Jada took it upon herself to do that for August. While this is happening, her and Will are going through the ringer, and Will chimes in like, yeah, I was done with you. Like, around this time, I was done with you. Like, we were through. And so they separated. And she said this was the time when Will told her, go find out what you need to make yourself happy. And if you are a real Will and Jada fan, then it's basically, by them telling the story, it's just giving you more details about things they've already told you. Because I remember Will and Jada talking about how Jada cried for 40-something days straight. He wrote a diary. She would cry every morning. And he felt like he was failing miserably. If you remember these things, they talked about that the last time he was on Red Table Talk, the first time he was on Red Table Talk, actually, when it was just like the relationship thing, you know what I mean? He told her, you need to go find out what you need to make you happy, because whatever I'm doing is not working. Okay? So you need to go make yourself happy and come meet me when you done found out whatever it is you need. And so they separated. They decided that it was over. They weren't going to be together. And that was that. But they've already made it very clear that just because we're separating does not mean we're getting a divorce. You can go live your life. I'm not going to press you. I'm not going to get in your business. I'm not going to get in your mix. I'm going to support you wholeheartedly on whatever your decision is to do. We're just not going to mess up what we have going on financially. We've got businesses together, all types. They literally have an empire they've built together. So it would probably be very costly, very toxic. It would probably bring out the worst in the both of them if they were to go through a full-blown divorce. So he gave her the okay to move on. And so, being that she was already building this emotional bond with August during a time of her life when she was broken, And when I can only imagine how broken Jada was. I can only imagine. Like, you gotta understand, Will and Jada have been together forever. Forever. So with him leaving her and saying like, listen, you've been crying every day, you've been going through all this stuff all the time, I'm leaving you. Go find somebody that's gonna make you happy. Go figure out what's gonna make you happy. Make yourself happy. You know what I mean? I'm done. She was broken. And I don't think that people give enough attention to mental health during heartbreak. You know what I mean? Like, people don't understand the struggles people go through during heartbreak. I know firsthand that going through a toxic relationship or going through a serious breakup can cause you serious mental trauma. It can change who you are as a person. And so, with her being so broken, she was vulnerable. Just like August was vulnerable. People are trying to make it seem like Jada was just this predator who took in this sick boy and preyed on him. No. She was genuinely trying to help him because she herself suffers from codependency. And then while she's doing all of this and basically is trying to heal someone else instead of healing herself, she ends up going through a breakup herself. And now she's broken and he's being there for her. And it becomes this unspoken bond between them of healing each other. Unfortunately, when situations happen like this, yes, people like August do get the, short end of the stick when the person is all healed up and then had a revelation that they're still in love with their ex. Listen, I done been there before too. Okay? I done been there before too. I done had a guy deal with me and, you feel me, we feeling each other, we dealing with each other, we doing all this and that. We keeping it real with each other, and meanwhile, dude is like still fucking in love with his ex. You know what I mean? Like, you get the short end of the stick. And that's why I don't play no games. And if I was August, I would never even run. Don't even get involved in no stuff like that. Don't even waste your time. Because it's very hard to compete with history. A person can be in the most toxic relationship in the world with someone who just is like ruining their lives, just tearing them down in any old shape or way, but because they have history, a lot of times it's hard for people to let that go. So if you start dealing with somebody who was in a relationship with somebody for 10 years, or been in a relationship with somebody for freaking 15, 14, 20 years prior to you, you really need to see, like, how long were y'all broken up for? Y'all been broken up for a few months? That's not long enough, baby. Hit me up when y'all been broken up for 5 years. I'm trying to tell you. Listen, and baby moms, don't play the baby mama game. It's a waste of time. Don't play the baby mama game, okay? That's why you got a baby? You just had a baby? Oh, that's what's up. How old is your baby? 2 months old. Oh, that's nice. Congratulations. I think you should take some time, figure it out. See what, because right now is a very delicate time. You need to focus on that baby. You don't need to be focusing on new relationships. You need to focus on the baby and see where you and your baby mom's at. Because dudes will try to make it seem like, oh, we've been broken up to her whole pregnancy. But then once the baby's here, y'all around each other more. Y'all gotta be around each other more. Now y'all don't fall in love again. You know what I mean? Like, don't nobody got time for that. So, August got the short end of the stick. He did. While he was healing Jada, and Jada was healing him, Jada realized some things about herself. And those things was her emotional immaturity. She basically realized Will was a good dude and that she was playing herself. That's what she realized. And she didn't say that, but from what I grasped from it, that's pretty much what she realized. You know what I mean? Like, from what I've heard from interviews with other people who've dated Will in the past, is Will is pretty much a really nice guy. With that being said, I can see someone who is spoiled. Not saying that Jada's spoiled. I'm just saying she might just be used to getting her way all the time. She seemed like she probably is the boss of the house. You know what I mean? And so Will probably over time started being like, yeah, no, you're not going to always get your way. And they start clashing because over time people grow and they develop. And Will grew and developed. And, you know, Will had his flaws. She had her flaws. And they started butting heads. And they had to separate. And as in her words, she said they did everything they could to get themselves away from each other. So basically, what I got from that was they were literally dogging each other out. They did everything they possibly could to make themselves basically break up. But when they finally committed to breaking up, they realized they didn't really want to break up. And so that's what happened. And she felt like it was pretty peculiar that all of a sudden he wants to put this information out there. And I think that was very lame of August. I feel like it was very whack. Especially being that she said that once August saw how her and Will were trying to work things out, he just blatantly cut her off. So it's like, dude, you're going to cut her off because she's trying to make things work with her ex and not say anything for all these years, and then boom, you want to put it out there because you're dropping the album. I definitely feel like it was a clout chase. I definitely feel like it was corny. I definitely feel like if I was Will, I would have checked him. I would have checked him. Like, son, we literally saved your life. So regardless of what you went through with Jada, you saw that I respected what y'all had going on, but at the end of the day, you knew we was married. So I don't owe you no loyalty to not get back with my wife. But the least you could do is keep your mouth closed since we saved your life. You know what I mean? Like, at least have some respect for that. You met my kids. You've been around my kids. Like, why even, you know, try to put their mom in a situation where she has to do a press conference pretty much to clear the air? And if you were going to spill the beans, the least you could have do is gone into detail about how things played out. Because Jada cleared up the situation with the whole Will told him it was okay. Because August said that Will gave him the okay to mess with Jada. And everybody took that and ran with it. As people do. You know what I mean? If you're going to put some information out there, you should have at least cleared it up. You should have at least said Will and Jada were separated at the time, and so me and Jada were dating, and then she was trying to work things out with Will, and so we broke up. Don't try to leave out details to make it seem like it's something that it's not. And that's exactly what he did. He strategically said certain things to make it pop like it did. It was going to pop regardless, but leaving those little details out made it pop even more because it made it easy for people to speculate and make the story bigger, which was just going to give him more attention for his new album. So I felt like that was trash, but you know, I think that it was amazing that Will sat there and was able to have that conversation with Jada right then and there. And, you know, Jada said people are going to look at this and think it's weird that we're sitting here laughing about it. But, like, that happened so many years ago. So that's why we've been past that. That's old news. You know what I'm saying? And so I thought it was amazing how strong Will is. And I just admire him so much. And so, basically, Will told her, he was like, well, I told you when I first met you that I could love you through anything. And she was like, I didn't believe you. She was like, if you would have told me then that this, and this was going to happen, I would have been like, nope. And he was like, well, how am I doing? And she was like, you're doing effing amazing. And all this situation did, August, was make them even closer. Because if I was Jada, right after that red table talk, after my man sat there like a king, oh, what? I would have been swinging on the chandelier, okay? We would have got back to the bedroom, I would have been swinging on the chandelier, okay? What? He was right there by her side all along the way, okay? That is a real man. Oh my gosh. That is a real man. Now, what do I feel about Jada and Will's relationship in regards to the whole situation with the swingers or whatever you want to call it, allegations that are going on? From what I know, they've never admitted to being swingers, so I feel like that's just a rumor. I feel like Jada and Will are honest enough to say, yes, we are swingers. I don't know why people would rather believe something that they haven't said than to believe just the truth. You know what I mean? And I feel like if they were swingers, they would be open and honest enough to say that. Like, yeah, we're swingers. We date other people and things like that, you know? They've already said, if we're not going to be together, you can be with someone else. But they've never said, you can be with someone else while we're together. They've never said that. You know? They say, you might have to live on the other side of the house, but not live on the other side of the house, and we're not going to get a divorce. But they never say, we're going to live in the house together, with, like on the same side of the house with people. They've never said that. That's not swingers. That's people understanding that marriage is a business contract, and once you build an empire, that's a lot of process that you have to go through. Literally. You know what I mean? Like, how many movies have Will and Jada put out over 25 years of marriage? That's like a large majority of both of their careers. You get what I'm saying? And then the kids as well. They have children together. Like, come on, that's gonna affect them as well. Like, they just don't want to go through it. And they have the emotional intelligence to understand that and apply it and get through things together. That's what a lot of people fail to grasp. Not everybody just runs off of emotions. Some people actually have a great amount of emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is when you think about situations before you react. People who just react off of emotions typically, you know, will just blow up and just make rash decisions, and then might even regret the decision that they make later. But people who work off of emotional intelligence, they're the people that's nonchalant. You know, the people that you probably don't even like, because like when you're all amped up and mad and want to yell, they're just calm. That's because they already assessed it, and it's not that deep. And it's not that deep to you either, but it takes you to blow up and then calm down later to be like, yeah, you know, maybe I was tripping. You know what I mean? Maybe I didn't have to do that much. People with emotional intelligence, they already know they don't have to do that much, and they don't. It's basically like that. They have a large amount of emotional intelligence, and that's why they're able to accomplish the things that they accomplish together. They've been through the things they've been through together, and have been able to sustain their relationship for so long. So I think it was a great episode. I'm very proud of them. It was very beautiful and it was very inspiring. I will be doing another video sometime today. I might not put it out till tomorrow, but I'll be doing a video on Black and Queer Chicago, and I will be doing videos on Marriage Boot Camp Hip Hop Edition. So don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I will catch you guys on the next video.